...2023 presidency. Peter Obi is my preferred candidate, but God said I should vote for Atiku. Dogara says. This Dogara says, he's gradually becoming a clergyman. Oh. He's gradually becoming a prophet or a priest. Yeah. So Peter Obi is his preferred candidate, but God told him to vote Atiku. How? So is it that God is not directing his steps? That is what he's claiming. Is that what it means? So are you not saying that God prefers Atiku to Peter Obi or what? Yeah, he has to explain himself out of this, whether he truly heard from God or not. Okay, and at the end of the election, we will know. So Dogara is saying that Peter Obi has been his preferred candidate, but God told him to vote Atiku. I don't know how he heard it. Now, wow. Ahead of the 2023 presidential election that will be taking place this Saturday, the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Atiku-Dogara, has said that his preferred presidential candidate is Mr. Peter Obi, okay, the Labour Party presidential candidate. But God told him to vote for the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. So you say you are a Christian. Peter Obi is a Christian, okay? And Atiku is a Muslim. So God told you to vote a Muslim instead of voting a Christian. We're going by the scripture. The Bible says you should not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. So now, what are you not saying that all the Christian communities have offended God and God has chosen an outsider to rule over them? You need to understand the scriptural implication of what he's saying. Okay? So, and Bible has told you to also have a love for those of the household of faith. Now, wow. So let's see what he has more to say. Atiku-Dogara made the statement on his official Twitter account a few minutes ago. So we are on the eve of the presidential election, as it is just 3 days away from now. And some Nigerians who are undecided on who to vote for are beginning to make their decisions on the presidential candidate that best represents their will and hoping to vote him in the coming election. However, the case is similar to Honorable Atiku-Dogara, who disclosed today who he will be voting for based on his own personal conviction. That's good. According to him, Peter Obi is his choice, but God told him that he should vote for Atiku. Okay, Atiku Abubakar, PDP presidential candidate. Then on what basis? On what basis? Okay. God will not do anything without reasons. So what are the reasons? So Peter Obi is my preferred candidate, but God said I should vote for Atiku. How? So that is what he's saying in his Twitter handle. Once Apostle Kure has spoken, let those that have ears to hear, let them hear. A man of God in whom there is no guile. You said it once, I heard you twice. Can you imagine? So this is what this man is coming out now to tell us. He needs to explain himself further, okay? Because I see not an agenda in what he's, even though he's a Christian, but I see not an agenda in what is in his decision. That is the truth. They not actually, a lot of them want to vote Atiku, not even Tinubu, even though Tinubu is a Muslim, but from a certain extraction. They have always looked for a way to keep that power in the north. You understand? That is why even when the PDP agreed that the presidency should be zoned to the south, okay, and unfortunately, Atiku had to work against that agreement and then bought everybody over, all the delegates, and emerged as the presidential candidate for the party. Okay, they have always looked for a way to hand over that power back to the northerner, from Buhari to another northerner. So the same northern agenda is what is driving the decision of Dogara. He shouldn't come here and boo-boo Christians that he's a Christian, though he wanted to. Obi has always been his candidate, but God told him to vote Atiku. The good news is that he has just one vote. He does not have multiple votes. So let him vote whoever he wants to vote, and other people will vote whoever they want to vote. And then at the end of the day, we'll see who will emerge as the winner. That is the way it goes. Okay? But obviously, this man is driven by flesh, is driven by northern agenda. Let him not bring spiritual matter into it. Let him not bring Christianity into it. Okay? Because we can see sentiment in the decision. It's not God that told him to vote Atiku. We see tribal sentiment in his decision. That is the truth about it. Okay? Dogara should not just deceive us. And I'm sure, because all these politicians are not reliable, they are not to be trusted. I'm sure all of them are playing double game now. So that whichever way it swings, they can have a place. They can have a pillar to hold on to. That is exactly what all of them are trying to do now. Even FFK in APC and Kayamo in APC, I see them doing the same thing, trying to play soft, trying to play calm now, trying to, to see how they can remain neutral a bit, so that by the time the team finish, they can have a place to swing to. That is exactly what Dogara is trying to do here. Apart from northern agenda and tribal sentiment driving his decision, he's also trying to play a very double calm game so that at the end of the day, if Peter Obi eventually wins, he will come out and have something to say to be able to swing into Peter Obi's team. But if Peter Obi fails, he will also have something to say to Atiku why he has to swing into Atiku team. Okay, but again, he has no place with Tinubu. I know that the Northerners will not vote Tinubu because the truth is that they don't like him. Right from 2015, after Buhari got the first election, they sideline him and they continue to sideline him to tomorrow. They will not vote him. I'm even seeing a situation where even Kwakwanso of Kano State is going to shut down his structure, maybe very few hours to election to support Atiku in the north. Because already Atiku has been having very intensive meeting with him, lobbying him and lobbying his party to see how they can step down for him. Okay, so Atiku said he was talking with Labour Party and talking with Kwakwanso of NNPP, but Labour Party is a no. Okay, so most likely NNPP, which is Kwakwanso's party, is likely the party that will step down to him, farming for him. So this is what we see happening here. Atiku-Dogara is saying that Peter Obi is his preferred candidate, but God told him to vote Atiku. Make him go vote Atiku now. No wahala. Okay? No wahala. He had just one vote. Somebody said, beg, Dogara, you have no direction. Simple. That is it. What do you expect from a man whose name is Dog and Madness? Dog plus Ara, which is Dogara. Dogara. Hey, Igbo people, they can do something. Dogara, which is Dogara. Okay. Okay, so better watch your mouth. Don't run after Obi and offend God. Obi sabi you. If it give you anything, now they not give us anything. We don't make it give us anything. Make it give Nigeria something. Now would they talk, not be to give one person something. Liar and son of the devil. So your God is deceiving you, Dogara. That is true. That your God you are serving is deceiving you. You are not sure. We will know that God later. Okay. Why are you people quick in using the name of God? Even when those same people are far from him. Honorable Dogara, please, I beg you, tread with care. That is true. People just use the name of God because they know that when you mention God, people will begin to, develop some kind of sentiment. I beg, let me ask him, now everybody, they hear from God now. Anyway, there are different types of God. There are different types of God. That's correct. That must be gods of your father's house. You get it? That's true. Why did you hear God that told you that? Okay? Where did you hear God that told you that? Dogara, fear this God, oh. Don't play politics with the name of God, oh. That is true. Don't deceive yourselves and don't lie, okay, with God's name, because he is not a human like you. He is a God that hates bad thing and he can't direct you to a bad thing. Listen very well. God is telling you to vote for Peter Obi. Yes, so you listen very well. God did not mention Atiku to him. I'm sure God is mentioning Peter Obi to him. May the fire of God consume you for using God's name for political gain. Yes, criminals like Dogara, God will shame you people. We are tired of suffering. You are a madman. You don't have direction. So he has just saying all of this. He's finished already. People are already roasting him because you are just using the name of God for your selfish interest. It's your flesh and your desire that is driving you and not God. I'm sure because Atiku is good in buying people, Atiku must have bought him. He Dogara need to come and tell us how much he has collected before you say that God told him. Because obviously it's not God. It's his pocket that is telling him, not God. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment. This is what Dogara is saying, that God told him to vote Atiku, even though Peter Obi is his preferred candidate.